told you that story about the mountain? And on the top of the mountain there stands a temple, and in the temple live 3 monks. The old monk, the middle-aged monk, and the young monk. One day the old monk and the young monk are sitting outside the temple watching the clouds roll by. And the old monk says, "Have I ever told you the story of the mountain? On the top of the mountain stands a temple, and in the temple live 3 monks."
Ha ha. Yeah, I get it. Very funny.
Just trying to fill time. How much further do you think it is?
To the peak? Hard to know. They say no one has ever reached it and lived to tell the tale.
I can't even see it throughout the clouds.
All we can do is keep on walking. We have to reach the top eventually, and then all will be well in the kingdom.
So you say?
Once we slay the dragon, the curse will be lifted, the crops will start to grow again, and once more the people will laugh and breathe freely. In our time, we shall live to see a golden era of peace and prosperity.
That sounds pretty great, if it turns out to be true. I've just never heard of anyone meeting a dragon.
For you to sneak around the back of the lair, while I attack the evil worm from the front with my sword. Some say that St. George defeated his dragon with nothing but the sign of the cross, but I guess that's why he got to be a saint. I don't think I have that kind of faith. Our only hope is to attack with speed and ferocity, without allowing the beast to burn us alive with his fiery breath. Just don't think too much. Just do it. And when we come down from the mountain, we'll return as heroes.
But what if the dragon isn't evil or violent? What if the dragon is the old spirit full of wisdom and could tell us how to save the kingdom from itself? What if the dragon could bring back the rain if you asked him to?
I think I know an evil dragon when I see one.
Okay. Dragons are supposed to have a lot of treasure, right? We could show you some of that dragon gold for royal coffers. Then maybe we could afford to feed the people.
You're so practical. Imagine the possibilities. I could live in a castle larger than the Duke's and have 5 squires and a small army loyal only to me. Then the court would have to take me seriously.
I would go back to the desert in the middle of nowhere in China.
Really? Why?
I once met an old man who told me a story about when he was young. He lived in a cave in the desert, and one night he looked up the sky and saw 1,000 of stars falling from the heavens. Where did they go? He wondered. He was an orphan and had no one to stop him. So the next morning he decided to go find the stars by himself. The desert stretched far to the eye could see in all directions. But he knew if he rode his horse all the way to the end of the desert, he would find a star.
And then what happened? Did he find a star?
After riding for 3 days and nights, the desert gave way to hills and then forests, mountains, and cities. He made it all the way to the great sea, and then he turned his horse around and kept riding. He had many adventures, a lifetime of them, but he could never find his way back to the desert.
I heard this story once about a mountain. And on the mountain there was a temple where 3 monks lived. An old monk, a middle-aged monk, and a young monk. One day the old monk and the young monk were strolling near the mountaintop, and the old monk says to the young monk,